Welcome back to another history. For you guys, it's been a while, but I make a lot of videos in advance in case anything happens, and I need to take a siesta from making vids, so you guys will still have something to watch from out of commission for one reason or another, so it hasn't been that long for me. I was pretty interested in doing this character though ever since I did the Morrigan history, as they seemed like two sides of the same coin in development of the first Darkstalkers game, and her history did prove highly interesting to learn about. So without further ado, here's the history of Felicia. How she was created. Felicia, like Morrigan, was created by Alex Jimenez and the Capcom Japan design team for Darkstalkers The Night Warriors in 1994. Originally, she started out, as Alex Jimenez stated, a beautiful, long-legged African vampiress who could transform into a jaguar. This changed pretty early in development though, as they transitioned her into just a Catwoman, as they had Morrigan, who was originally also planned to be a vampire. The funny thing is that during this development period, they had planned Felicia to be the sexier one, while Morrigan was going to be more cutesy, but obviously by the end of development, their roles were switched when they made Morrigan into a succubus. Name, meaning. This is actually explained through her lore, as the woman who took her in, Rose, named her Felicia from the word felicity, meaning happiness, being derived itself by the Latin word felicitas, meaning luck and good fortune. This word is also a Latin name taken from the ancient Roman goddess Fortuna. So far, both characters I've done in this series have been named for goddesses, and although this one is a little more indirectly, it's still pretty interesting. Felicia's look. Again, like Morrigan, Felicia's design and outfit hasn't really changed throughout her time in video games. I'll just give a short description while showing pictures throughout the various games she's been in. Alright. So her default is her pretty much fully nude, with her bits covered with thin strips of white fur with a long mane of blue hair and cat ears. Also, if you're wondering, yes, Felicia has the biggest boobs out of her fellow female Darkstalker characters. Personality. She is actually one of the only Darkstalker characters to lean more on the side of being genuinely good than the rest of the cast, who are usually described as more anti-hero than outright good. Her disposition is very pure, as most humans in the universe actually hate Darkstalkers, and through persuasion or perseverance, her personality has made humans more tolerant of them. She is described as energetic and optimistic, loving humans for their personalities and open-mindedness. One of her big goals is for a peaceful coexistence with humans, and wants to make many friends with anyone willing. Felicia even likes dogs, as when she met Amaterasu in Marvel vs. Capcom 3, she asked to play. I will state I know Amy isn't a dog, but most people can only see a dog and not a god. Abilities. Most of her fighting prowess comes from her agility and speed, being one of the fastest Darkstalkers. Her fighting style includes flips, fast lunges, leaping off walls, and heavy use for claws to rend through her enemies. In the first game, she actually had a 34 EX combo described as incredibly easy to use and utterly devastating. She also has the ability to transform into a small cat and back again at will. It should be noted that Felicia will not fight anyone unless she is forced to, which sadly could be seen as a weakness if her opponent chooses to take advantage of this. Games she's been in. I'm just gonna say the main couple games really fast. She was in Darkstalkers The Night Warriors, Darkstalkers Revenge, Vampire Savior, The Lord of Vampire, Darkstalkers Chronicle, The Chaos Tower, and Darkstalkers Resurrection. The Japanese only titles are Vampire Hunter 2, Vampire Savior 2, Vampire Chronicles for Matching Service, and Vampire Darkstalkers Collection. Her appearances in other games were Capcom Fighting Jam, Cross Edge, Felicia's Magical Step, Marvel vs. Capcom 2 New Age of Heroes, Marvel vs. Capcom 3 Fate of Two Worlds, Namco x Capcom, SNK vs. Capcom Card Fighters Clash, SNK vs. Capcom Card Fighters 2 Extended Edition, SNK vs. Capcom Card Fighter DS, SNK vs. Capcom The Match of the Millennium, Super Gem Fighter Mini Mix, Super Puzzle Fighter 2 Turbo, Capcom Girl No Mind Puzzle, Onimusha Soul, and Project X Zone 2. Voice Actors. Felicia has been voiced by 6 voice actors. Starting on the English side, she was first voiced by Janice Jod in the Japanese animated series, known for voicing Tai in Gintama, and Sarah and Lee Kanker in Ed, Edd n Eddy. Her next VA was Melissa Fawn for Cross Edge, also known for Ed in Cowboy Bebop, Gaz in Invader Zim, and Himawari in Boruto. Her final English VA is G.K. Bowes in both Marvel vs. Capcom 3's, also voicing Director Gori and Tsunoda in Agretsuko, and Aranis in Fire Emblem Heroes. Her first Japanese voice actor, Kai Araki, started in Darkstalkers The Night Warriors to Cross Edge, known to voice Shibuya in Sailor Moon, and Hikari and Kai in Digimon Adventure. Her second Japanese VA was for the Japanese animated series with Yakuna, who's voiced Cecilia in Infinite Stratos, Tear in Tales of the Abyss, and Mei Ling in Cardcaptor Sakura. Her final VA is Kana Asumi, who is a former member of Lisp, voicing Aina in Grand Blue, Marika in Nisekoi, and Kial in Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann. She voiced Felicia in Marvel vs. Capcom 3 and Project X Zone 2. Extra info. Felicia's fellow Catwoman companions are Alto, Grace, Lucy, Nono, Pico, Nana, and Mimi. She met them variously, some because of her stage show musical that she started with some of them and was even one of her dreams. In her ending in Vampire Savior, she competently constructed and ran an orphanage named the Felicity House. Going back to the bit about her bazungas, apparently someone was able to find out that hers are bigger than even my Shirnu's by 1 centimeter. Funnily enough, Felicia's idol animation has the only jiggle physics in the entire series. An astonishing fact is that she's the first barefoot female in a fighting game. This series has had a lot of firsts so far. Like I said at the beginning, a pretty interesting character with a cool little real-life history right alongside. I'm not really sure if I'm going to be doing a new series or circling back around to the games I've already done so far, but as I said previously, if anyone has suggestions, definitely leave a comment and I'll see if I can get around to doing the character. Hope you enjoyed and see you next video.